Fire, fire.
This week on the Pete the Planner Show, we revisit a past guest with some updates on her life and some new goals, sort of the I did what you said to do, now what do I do? And she joins us now, and her name is fake name Tina. Hello, Tina.
Hello.
So, Tina, the last time we spoke, you had not done a lot of savings towards retirement. You're trying to clean up some things, some debt and whatnot. But you come back to me today, and some changes have been made. Is that correct?
That is correct.
All right, give us the update.
I took your advice and I started saving as you challenged me to do for the $50 a week. So I had a little emergency fund set away, but I had to use it for an emergency because I needed a car repair, so that did come in handy. But I'm rebuilding that. And the biggest thing I wanted to report was that I did start contributing to my 401k, the 6%. And I'm so excited because I did some research and reallocated some of the contributions, and it's been growing nice and steadily. So I took your advice, and it was an adjustment initially, but I got used to it, and now I feel like I can go to the next step. So I'm glad to be back to get some more advice.
And you caught another break, it sounds like. Recently you got a nice bonus and
Yes.
a raise. Tell us about that.
I did. I got a $10,000 raise at work, and so my salary effective, I think like in a couple of weeks, the beginning of April, will be $111,000 per year. And then I got a bonus of $8,700, but that's before taxes, of course. So, of course, after taxes, probably net about maybe $57,000 or $6,000. I'm not sure. So I wanted to make sure before I did anything, talk with you. So I'm so happy I was able to do that again to find out what should I do.
Sure.
I want to make wise decisions to stay on this path, and so I figured I'd come back so I can get another challenge and keep going in the right direction.
Well, that's what we'll do. Can you remind me what area of the country you're in?
I'm in the Washington, D.C. area.
That's what I thought, yeah.
Yep, it's really expensive.
Yeah, and so that's why, for those listening right now, when you hear someone say, oh, I make $111,000 and I'm coming off some struggles, and, in other parts of the country, making $111,000, you're basically, a Rockefeller. In D.C., that's tough, especially with living, the cost of living. Now, another big part of this, and another reason you're on today is you want to be a homeowner. You are, I wouldn't say obsessed, but you're definitely focused on getting into a home to bring some stability for, I think you have a 5-year-old son, if I remember correctly.
That is correct. You named him Peter Jr. the last time.
That's right.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, you just never know. So, if let's get into this. How much do you have right now in just a boring savings account, like an emergency fund, which you just went through some, but how much is there now?
Probably about $400 and some change.
$400 and some change. And when does that bonus come in?
That's today. Today is tomorrow. Today, as a matter of fact, yes.
You almost said today is tomorrow. Did anyone else catch that? You almost said the phrase today is tomorrow, which now my mind is blown. I don't even know where to go.
I haven't checked.
Yeah.
It's today. I'm positive.
Okay, so what are the immediate plans with it? I mean, I know I'm glad we're talking today, but do you have what are your thoughts with this money? What are you thinking it's going to do?
I want to pay down my credit card bill, and so I plan to do that. And then I want to stock most of it away in savings. I really would like to do that so that it could start to grow a little bit, and I can add to it so that when the time comes, like either for an emergency or me to pull some out to, I guess, start a house fund. Not really sure if I need another account for that, but I want to keep most of it. I don't want to have to spend a lot of it trying to do everything.
Right.
I can't do that.
Now, you said you wanted to pay down some debt as opposed to pay off some debt. I'm curious, how much credit card debt, will you be able to eliminate a credit card, or will you just be paying down a balance?
Oh, no, I can eliminate both of my cards.
Okay.
if I needed to.
So not to split hairs here, but pay down versus pay off in my world is very different. Pay down means it's a $10,000 balance. You're going to pay down $2,000. You still have a balance of $8,000. Pay off means peace. I'm out. I don't have a credit card anymore.
Okay.
So that's good. I mean, I don't know why I felt the need to point that out, but anyway. So how much of the 5,800, let's call it that, how much of that 5,800 will be allocated towards paying off those two credit cards?
About $1,200.
All right, cool. So we're down to what, 4,600? My Friday math tells me you're down to 4,600, and we feel like that 4,600 can just chill in the savings account until further notice, right?
Yes.
Sweet. And when does your pay raise kick in? That's $833 a month gross increase. When does that kick in?
The first week in April.
All right.
I'm not sure the date. I think it's like April 1st, 2nd, or something like that.
And didn't you just recently move, or you're moving, or there's a rent change? What's happening there?
Yeah, I am in a rental now. My landlord wants to sell, and so I have to find some housing, and I've started to look, and I've kind of started to look at some places that are much more reasonably priced. Like you said, the DC metro area is so high, but the places I'm looking at are about $1,600, and right now I'm paying $2,200. So that's a decrease of about $600. I'm really excited about that.
See, that's great, especially when you consider that you're going to get a raise too. So your cash flow come April is about to be amazing.
Yes.
Well, look at you catching breaks. You know what? I'll have to admit it. Sometimes I feel like when you really focus on your financial life and you try to stay disciplined. Now, what I'm about to say is sort of a mystical, magical thing, but I feel like you catch more breaks when you're paying attention, and it sounds like that's what's happened for you.
I'm trying to. It's an adjustment because I think I shared with you last time. I didn't grow up in a household where we talked about money a lot and budgeting, spend, save, but I really want to do things differently because of my son and just to make my quality of life better. So I've been trying to really focus on it, even though it's uncomfortable. I think you did a podcast not too long ago about budgeting, just the basics.
Right.
And I've listened to that over and over and over again. And it was also something you shared with your daughter when you had her on about being patient.
Yep.
And how that will pay off. And that's what I've told myself. Take my time, be patient, and things can turn around. And it's hard because I have to stop spending. I spend a lot, apparently. But I have to, make that change in order to take my financial goals, to meet my goals, and, dig myself out of this hole I was in.
Yeah, there's a couple things there. Number one, hopefully you're passing these lessons on to Peter Jr. as well. I mean, I think you're beginning to, right?
Yes.
And then the other thing is, anytime you're in this period of, and I'm not going to call it struggle because that seems a little too negative. Let's call it focus. You're in this period of focus, and then cash flow changes come your way, which is what we're in the midst of right now. It's really easy to exhale and go, oh my gosh, we can breathe. And that exhale, if done wrong, is where things go off the rail again. Because, Tina, I'm guessing at some point in time, things were okay, then they got hard, and then you said once they're hard, this will happen never again. Well, we're now at this point where we can hopefully set us up to have this never happen again, but we have to make sure that this increased cash flow, which is going to take place come April, upwards of probably $1,200 a month difference, that it's actually going towards something that's going to help you. So let's examine the other debts you have. You're getting rid of the credit card debts. What other debts will exist when those credit cards are gone?
My car notes, and I probably have about maybe a year left on that. And then, of course, my student loan debt, which is about $50,000.
Yeah, and that's just going to be there. I mean, I think did we talk about that last time? It's just to make a run at that doesn't make a lot of sense to me right now.
Okay.
How soon do you want to be a homeowner? Like, I would think we would need at least a year. Do you agree with that?
I do. If I could accelerate it some way, then that would be great. But I know I need to be realistic.
Yeah.
But I really want to give my son some stability, and we're moving jurisdictions for better schools. And so I really don't want to go into another rental situation, but I want to do what's smart. So
Yeah.
I just will have to do what I have to do.
Do you think you can legit save $1,200 a month come April towards a down payment fund? Do you think you could do that? That's a lot.
Probably. It would be a challenge, but I could, yes.
I mean, bare minimum $1,000 a month. So that way, this time next year, you got 12 grand set aside, and then and then you've got your savings. You know, and you're gonna take your lumps here and there because life happens. But hopefully, with maybe if you get a bonus next year and tax refund, I mean, next year at this time, whereas things are looking better right now, but I can't say they're looking great. You got $400 in your savings account, right? I can't say they're great. But next year at this time, I think you really could consider home ownership. I wouldn't until this time next year, but man, this is trending very nicely.
Yes. Yeah, I'm excited. And I just want to make sure, like, if I keep saving the money. I think you said $50 every week because of the money that I get from my son. I sock that away and just grow my savings. Should I bump that up? Just put all the bonus in there and let that sit. I just, want to make sure I'm growing my emergency fund, but also the house fund. Do I separate those? Like what?
Yeah.
How do I
Tell me, with that $111,000 you listed as your income, do you consider the child support you get for Peter Jr. within that number?
No.
Okay.
That's completely separate. I don't include that.
And what is that money going into right now? Child care?
Yeah, child care, and then his tuition for school. He's in a preschool program, so that's like $100 and something a month.
Yeah.
And then his extracurricular activities, toys, clothes, things like that.
Cool. So, I mean, at some point in time, once he's in school, you're going to be able to transition that support money towards saving for college for him, right? I mean, is that the plan?
Yes, that is true.
What you have to try to do, and this is really difficult, Tony, or Tina, this is really difficult. I just call people random names. All right, Tom, I'm just calling you what random names here now. Here's what's difficult. Anytime you get child support, and you obviously are trying to make the best life for Peter Jr., you can't allow that child support payment to increase the core lifestyle. You can't say, well, it'll allow us to buy more home, because then when Peter Jr. is off on his own and child support stops, like, that can really hurt you. I mean, it really does. Like it is now, it needs to go towards his support and his care. And that's why that transition from daycare and tuition to saving for college, that's why that's such a vital transition. Because if you don't do that, you're hurting yourself really badly 10 years from now.
With the child support, I don't plan to include that when I do buy the house. I don't think you have to report that, and so I don't plan to, because I never want that to be considered as like additional income, and then somebody goes, oh, you can afford this because of this salary. So that money is specifically for him and his needs, as much as possible. We use it for household expenses overall, which is support for him, but I don't want to include that in it. So I try not to even include that in any figures, as far as my salary. That's extra outside of what I make.
Man, I hope he knows what a good mom he has, I'm sure he does, and he will someday if he doesn't already. This is great that you're doing so much for him, and I don't know. I love this. I love talking to parents who not only have their own financial goals, but a lot of what you're trying to do with this stability. I know you want a house, but you want a house because you want to create a stable home for him. It's not about you.
Exactly. Yeah, that's true. I want to give him the best.
What else do you want to go through today? I mean, I feel like the plan in my mind is the next 12 months, save $1,000 at least a month, and put yourself in a great position to get into a home ownership program next year. What else do we need to tackle?
Okay, so my 401k, because I have the bonus and I know I'm going to be saving for my house.
Yep.
But do I up my 401k? I am 46. I forget. I'm 46, and so I'm not near retirement, but I'm not in my 20s starting my career either. So do I take a percentage of the increase that I got, not my bonus, my raise, sorry, and bump up my 401k so that I don't start to depend on that additional money every month, with the raise increase? I just wanted to get some help with that too.
Yeah, I mean, I'm really going to hate my answer here because I'm about to tell you to do something that I never tell people to do. But if you want to accomplish your home ownership goal, then you probably should not save a significant portion of that raise because you're going to be saving it for the down payment.
Okay.
You can increase it a percent or two, maybe, but you need that cash flow to come in so you can set it aside. Because if you don't, the homeownership situation is looking pretty unlikely.
Okay. So just focus on the $1,000
at least.
$1,200.
Yeah.
If I can do it, and then maybe 1 or 2% with the 401k.
Yes.
Okay. I think that's doable. So if I can get up to 9%, maybe within the year, that would be good too, because then the match changes or something with our company. I can't remember. So it'll just give me more money in my 401k. And then I guess as far as like college savings or anything for my son, just that's down the road. I guess the biggest thing is to focus on the house right now, and then the other things after that. I just feel like there's so much to do. I just want to do it all. I'm so behind.
Now, look, A, you are behind. B, I understand the feeling of wanting to do it all. But C, you got to do one thing at a time because otherwise you get overwhelmed and you can be sort of paralyzed with inaction. So right now, all you need to do is focus on saving for the house. When he gets into school, then you can worry about college funds, transitioning that support payment. And so just do this. Give us a call back next year at this time, and we'll revisit and recalibrate your plan.
Definitely. I so appreciate it. Thank you so much.
No, it's my pleasure. Tell Peter Jr. I said hi.
I will do that.
All right.
Alrighty.
Thanks, Tina.
Okay.
All right, so that's it this week on the Pete the Planner Show. It's the hooded sweatshirt edition. I look like a 25-year-old CEO of a tech company today, except that I have male pattern baldness. Anyway, I like her. I remember her from last time. So, look, being a single parent, it's not easy. I'm a married parent. Is that how that works? Yeah. It's hard. And I'm gone all the time. I can't imagine. I guess my wife is sort of a single parent when I'm on the road all the time. But man, Tina really is doing the best for her son. And I know a lot of you are as well. If you want to be on a show, be on the show. Go to PeteThePlanner.com/podcast. I'm done this week. Be good. Take care of your fam. And one love. I don't know what that means. Just in the show.
This is where I came from. Planet Lovetron, where we drop love bombs, funk missiles, and live in soul shelters. No helter-skelter. The heat don't swelter because everybody stays cool. Left many moons ago to bring the philosophies of my ancestors to another place, God. Picked the third rock, gave me to my earth family, and told me to create, and so I am. Pen in my hand, microphone on the stand. Over vinyl, I command and demand. Magnificence in an instance, I can make you dance, cry, or love. Fly as a dove, released from Everest. The fresh is fresh, and you can call me E.T. Word to John Tesh. Let me bless this harmonic presentation. It's amazing, so amazing. I'm the reason. Salutations, I bring you Lovetron greetings from a faraway land. I am the sole controller. Put the remote down and let me take control. You're now a part of my zone, so enjoy yourself. Lovetron can restore your health. I bring you greetings, salutations. How you doing? And is that how y'all say it? The tinkling of the keys is an homage to the little star. I sojourn over poetic descriptions of sound and travel to my other world. Out of this world, spaceship on my arm took me home, fueled by the ink and the megabytes and the hypertext transfer protocol, stronger than the Skynet and the Terminator. I push faders into warp speed, glide with ease, creating a breeze they call a black hole. Event horizon, no rear view concerns. This I adjourn, and beats I burn. This I adjourn. and beats I burn. Salutations, I bring you love-trying greetings from a faraway land. I am the soul controller. Put the remote down and let me take control. You're now a part of my zone, so enjoy yourself. Love-trying can restore your health. I bring you greetings, salutations. How you doing? And is that how y'all say it?